Have you ever?
Have you ever had a dream that you had you could
Where you could have free stock trades? Well, now you can with Wealthsimple Trade. Free trades for everybody. Trade. 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 Hi, I'm Steve. This is Cash College, and today we're going to take a look at a very interesting trading platform, Wealthsimple Trade. Many moons ago, our forefathers had to play stock trades over the telephone.
Get me Monsieur George at the Chateau Lux, please.
Get me Monsieur Dino at the Palazzo Principessa, please. Get me Monsieur Robin at l'Hotel Côte du Cap, please.
Maybe it wasn't exactly like that, but executing a trade could have costed you over $20. Thank God those days are gone. Now, you may be familiar with Robinhood, the trading app, not the emerald cap-wearing mischief maker of English legend. Well, Wealthsimple Trade is a little bit like its Canadian little brother. The Canadian finance landscape is certainly heating up. Just recently, Wealthsimple also announced a new cash account, which I made a video on, that you can also check out if you're so inclined. So today, I wanted to provide you with a quick overview of Wealthsimple Trade, including its pros and cons, and whether or not I'll be using the app. So first of all, let's talk about the star of the show, zero commission trading. Now, Wealthsimple has been on a constant mission to be a low-cost provider of financial services to Canadians, and this product is no different. So there are pretty much zero fees involved, except for one part, which I'll get to later. So Wealthsimple Trade allows you to open an account as just a standard account or also as an RRSP or a TFSA, which is pretty nice. Now, Wealthsimple Trade is the only current platform in Canada that allows fully commission-free trading in this way, but we'll see if any competition in the future takes a stab at doing this as well. Very quickly, for those of you who aren't familiar with transaction fees, normally when you buy a stock, a broker is going to charge you anywhere between $5 to $10 per trade. That means to buy and sell, you're going to be paying that fee. So if you're buying stocks frequently, this can add up to a very large amount over time. For someone who's just starting out with a modestly sized portfolio, this can be an excellent platform for you to use because you're not going to get hamstrung by paying transaction fees while you're trying to learn and get started. I know that when I first started to try out investing, I lost some money. But I didn't lose money because my investments were doing well. I lost money to transaction fees because the size of my account was so small that the transaction fees were actually eroding away the gains that my investments were making. Secondly, the account has zero minimum balance to open it up, which is great, which means you can actually just slap $1 in there and begin investing. But that would be kind of pointless. But the benefit here is that, again, people who are looking to kind of get their feet wet are going to be able to put some skin in the game without having to pony up too much money up front. Account minimums have been historically prohibitive to small accounts, and normally you need at least $1,000 to get started. But logically, this kind of makes sense because you're not going to be able to do any serious investing with less than $1,000, really. You can certainly learn and experiment with a couple $100, but you're not going to be retiring anytime soon. And I suppose removing this barrier to entry could cause more inexperienced people to come in and kind of toss their money at a dumpster fire of a stock and lose it all. Well, there's nothing like a good trial by fire. Next, let's talk about the app itself. Now, Wealthsimple is absolutely killing it when it comes to design, and I really appreciate that. Function is obviously very important, but so is form. So the app is very minimal, clean, and bare bones, and it's simple on purpose. And sign up is very quick and painless, though funding the account does take a few days. Now, because this app is designed to be so simple, that makes it pretty beginner friendly because beginners aren't going to be, distracted by all the usual complexities involved when it comes to investing. But for some people, this is actually a drawback because you're not going to have access to the detailed charting and other features that you're probably used to on a desktop trading app. So for some people, this may be a big turnoff actually. And this kind of leads me to the not so great things about the app. While the app may be very pretty and easy to use, like I said, that leads to a loss of some of the features that we may have been used to on desktop trading trading platforms like detailed charts and just other information related to the stocks and ETFs that we're looking to purchase. And speaking of stocks and ETFs, you may be wondering what you can actually buy on this platform, and it is somewhat limited. So you can buy stocks and ETFs that are Canadian and US listed, but only on the TSX, TSX Venture, NASDAQ, and New York Stock Exchange. So any further international stocks or ETFs that you're looking at, you're not going to be able to purchase. But those exchanges are probably home to a lot of the investments that you're looking to make anyways. But you probably won't be wanting to use this app to purchase USD listed securities, and I'll tell you why in a second. And additionally, you will only be able to place market and limit orders. Those are the only two types of orders. You won't be able to place any of the other kinds of orders. So again, that's going to be limiting to some people who like to do things like trailing stops and other stuff like that. So one of the biggest questions that people have about a lot of Wealthsimple products is how the heck do they make money off them? Well, with Wealthsimple Trade, the way they're making money is with a 1.5% currency conversion fee. And so the way this works is basically the account can only hold Canadian dollars inside of it. So anytime you want to purchase a USD listed security, you're going to have to convert your Canadian into USD to buy it. But here's the kind of crappy part. So the 1.5% currency conversion fee isn't really a big deal. That's kind of industry standard. But you have to pay it both when you buy a security as well as when you sell it, because the account can't hold Canadian dollars, so it converts into USD to buy the investment, and then once you sell the investment, it's going to convert back to Canadian. So you're getting dinged on that fee twice, and it's kind of like double dipping on it. And this double dipping is going to get annoying very fast, like the one person at the party who you don't really know who keeps double dipping in the buffalo chicken dip. So honestly, you're probably going to want to avoid trading USD listed securities for this reason on this app. And no, unfortunately, my friends, you cannot do Norbert's Gambit on Wealthsimple Trade, because if there is a Canadian listed version of the security, they will not allow you to purchase the USD listed version of the security as well. So unfortunately, yeah, you can't do Norbert's Gambit. You'll have to go gambit somewhere else, my friends. I always kind of like that word, gambit. I don't know, I thought it was cool. Another drawback of the platform is 15-minute quote delays. Now, there are obviously workarounds to this by checking a real-time feed on another website or something like that, but that's kind of annoying to have to do. I mean, especially when there's a lot of desktop platforms that offer you real-time quotes right within the platform itself. For people starting out, this may not be a huge deal, but for starting to work with things like limit orders for the first time, or even market orders at that, it can make it a bit harder to understand, because it can feel like you're always chasing this price that's changing ahead of you because you're 15 minutes behind the actual real-time quote. And for people moving large amounts of money, having a real-time quote is essential, because small changes in the bid and ask spread can have a large dollar value impact on your investment. So yeah, it's really too bad they don't have real-time on this. No, drip? Come on, just look at this chart of drip mentioned in rap songs.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable.
Oh, right, that's a different kind of drip. Right, so yeah, Wealthsimple Trade cannot reinvest your dividends automatically, unfortunately. The way it works is you'll get your dividends paid back to your account as cash, and then you'll have to decide what to do with those manually. This may get added in the future though, who knows? So this whole video I've been referring to the Wealthsimple Trade app, and that's not by accident. They do not have a desktop platform. It's just the mobile app. So some people right away, just because of that, are going to be like, nah. In addition to that, you can't even see your Wealthsimple Trade account online on like the Wealthsimple website next to your Wealthsimple Invest account, which is kind of strange and can be a little bit of a headache for people to have to check your Wealthsimple Invest on your laptop and then go onto your phone to check Wealthsimple Trade. For some people, it might not be a big deal, but I know that for some people, it's going to be kind of annoying to have two account balances in two different places like that. But I do understand that it does seem to be its own kind of platform, because Wealthsimple Invest has a different investing philosophy than Wealthsimple Trade. So the final question, will I be using Wealthsimple Trade? At this time, probably not. And here's why. My particular needs, I need more features. I need a desktop app. I need the things that the desktop app provides me, as well as some other things that are just missing from the app. Perhaps in the future this could change, as Wealthsimple Trade right now is still very new. It's still a very new product. There's still a lot I'm sure that they're going to add to it over time. So, my opinion could change as things change. But at this time, I am very much comfortable using a desktop platform for my investments that has a full range of features, and that's what I'll be doing for now. But with that being said, I really appreciate Wealthsimple pushing the industry forward with zero commissions and beautiful design and all of that stuff. I think it's very necessary, and I think that Wealthsimple is largely responsible for the shift that we are seeing in the industry towards lower fees, towards better designed products, and to just pushing the envelope forwards in general. So I really commend that. And remember, my needs may not be your needs. If you're a beginner, you're just someone who's looking to dip your toes into investing for the first time with a small amount of money, I don't think that this app is bad at all, because you're not going to have the friction of transactions costs that are kind of hamstringing you. You'll be able to learn the basics without getting kind of distracted by complexity. And if you are somebody who's a beginning investor, I actually just released my beginner's guide to investing in Canada that's comprehensive but also approachable, and I'd really encourage you to check it out. I'll also be making more content on Wealthsimple and a bunch of other brokers in the near future, so I would definitely subscribe if I were you, and also leave me a comment down below what you think about Wealthsimple Trade. And with all that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.